talk about some oldies but goodies, so get ready to jump back in time with me and we'll do a nice throwback. Backlist. One of my favorite parts of the old books is the old-fashioned book covers. So I have this, Gone South by McCammon. If you haven't read any McCammon, you should just grab it. I love the big the big title here with the creepy little picture, and then, you know, the curved top lettering kind of has like a curve there with tremendous uplighting, like any V.C. Andrews, any Stephen King, anything like that, anything gothic had all that really super chiaroscuro uplighting, and it had the big red letters and an arch over the top, which is where, of course, Stranger Things got their starting title, graphics. So I'll be putting them up here or here, and so you can get a view of some of my favorite covers as a kid, and some of the ones that I thought were the scariest. It's a really nice old-fashioned look at look at the dramatic. It looks like an opening to a soap opera or something. However, if you have not read Pat Conroy, he is one of the best American authors. He is from the South, and he writes a lot about being from the South and family, and he's one of those authors that you can tell just truly loved and respected women. His mother was a very strong woman. His father was kind of harsh. If you have not read Pat Conroy, I recommend either Beach Music or The Prince of Tides. They're both excellent, just lyrically written, beautifully told stories about family, about tragedy, but it really, at the end, is always about that familial love and the love you have for old friends. Here is another wonderful. This is a great old. The Odessa File, My Foresight, is a great old classic if you like thrillers. And I love this. This is the back cover, which is the photograph of the author, like the huge picture of the author. Wonderful. This is very typical of back then. I have a list of authors that I really enjoyed in that time period. And one, of course, as I mentioned before, was V.C. Andrews, and she's the one who wrote those really gothic novels, really good stuff. So her most famous novel, which is one you may have already read, is called Flowers in the Attic, and you have to read it if you have not read this book. It's a book about a woman who becomes widowed and decides to move in with her parents who live in this palatial estate. So what they do, of course, is they put the 3 kids and they stick them on the top floor of the house and they lock them up there. But I'm sorry, the 4 kids. There are 4 kids. And anyway, it's one of those quintessential gothic stories. Go out and get it. You all know that I'm a big fan of Stephen King. One of my favorite covers isn't a typical cover from that era, but it's kind of a very creepy cover, and I love that cover. That's the cover for Stephen King's The Stand, which I highly recommend. If you have not read that, that is something that you should put on your backlist, because it's just a wonderful book. Also, Dean Koontz. I was big into horror back then, so you're going to get a lot of horror recommendations, but Dean Koontz, wonderful. You've got Phantoms, you've got so many different books about so many different things. There was this one book about a hermaphrodite, and that was really interesting, and then there was another book about a single mother, and she's confronted by this woman, and the woman starts, screaming, your son is Satan, and, we have to kill him, he's going to rule the earth, and we have to get to him now. It's really, really good. That one I believe is called Danielle Steele stuff. I've not read much Danielle Steele. However, I did read Zoya, and it's another saga from how the whole family dies, but one escapes and, during wartime, and then she starts off as a pauper, I think in New York City. She becomes like this wealthy department store owner. Another wonderful book cover was the original cover for The Exorcist. It looks like kind of just this shadow, like a melting shadow kind of, and you can kind of see a face in it, but I think that's what made it so scary. My father had it in his library. Just to give myself a scare, I would look at the cover. I highly recommend that as well. Ira Levin, who also wrote Rosemary's Baby and The Stepford Wives. Rosemary's Baby is about a woman who moves with her new husband into an apartment in New York City, and they befriend neighbors, and these neighbors are kind of odd and interesting people, but from Rosemary's point of view, she doesn't really know what's going on, but she starts piecing things together, and she has one good friend who kind of tries to warn her about who these people are and what may happen. Well, the name of the book is called Fantastic Planet. I'm going to tell you right now, the book is awful. It's an excellent sci-fi story about this higher race, stronger, smarter, also larger race that has conquered the Earth and has brought back humans to their Earth as pets. Currently, I am reading Hyperion, which is a sci-fi classic, probably up there with like Dune, and the cover's really good. Grabby, can you just toss me that book, please?
Here you go.
This is it. I'm currently reading this. This is a Hugo Award-winning novel, and it's very old, and it's really good. I saw it at the library, and I thought, I've never read that. I should really just pick it up. It's been really good. All the planets that it talks about are really, really interesting. Thank you so much for watching.
You're welcome.
I appreciate you sharing your time with me. I appreciate you watching our channel. Bear with me. I feel like I'm having a really hard time articulating. But we're hoping that I will get better at that, and we will talk on the flip side. Thank you so much.